Hello, hi. Just taking my vitamin here. I took them all, so you can be happy. Just taking vitamin D and B now. Okay, everybody should be directed. Hey, my coffee is black. How are you? Well, how you doing? Coffee is black. Who's the other guy that comes in here? Just ended? Ended, right? Is it just ended or ended? I don't know. Look at this. Hold on a minute. I'm sitting there in the tent. That's not good. Okay. I really, really hurt, for those of you that were not in the auction live and for those of you that have not been in the Zoom, I was really making some headway in my craft room, pulling out some things. As you can see in the auction tonight, almost everything I sold I made today, so, or in the last few days, but I found a lot of, things that I had to craft with. So I was like, oh, this is great, this is great, this is great. And then I'm like, what's that back there? That looks good. I think I need that. And I was looking for these planters that White Angel wanted me to decoupage. And I thought I saw them, that I'll explain what it was. There's shelves all across one wall. And then, of course, a wall running perpendicular that had another shelf unit. So the way the two shelves butted up against each other, the corner, is like one of those corners you really have to reach into. You can't just stand in front of it. So I was in a crazy position, still facing the shelf in front of me, but then trying to reach in. And it was the very bottom shelf. So it was like playing a game of Twister. I don't know what the heck I did, but I was just so excited because I saw something back there. I'm like, oh, wow. And I just went there, and then I felt something hurt, and something felt like it popped. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm gonna get nauseous, because like when I told you I'm not your person in an emergency, and I'm not your person for even myself if I think like something really horrendous happened to me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened to me? I think I either dislocated my rib or I cracked my rib. I did something to it, and all I could think of, I'm in the corner of this room. No one is going to look for me here. I was home all alone. I've got to get out where somebody's going to find me if I collapse or something. And I wanted to be near a chair, because if I started to get nauseous, because sometimes just thinking about what you've done to yourself can make you really, really nauseous, and you got to lay down or sit down. So I got myself out of there, and then I came into the Zoom, which was going on in the kitchen, and I said, oh gosh, I really hurt myself. Anyway, I've toughed it out. I finished crafting. I can't really bend down, and I still try, because that's just me. But yeah, hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. I asked everybody, I'm like, even if I go to the hospital, right, if it's cracked or whatever, I don't, have to, there is nothing they're going to do about it. So hopefully it's just like the muscles around that, but that can take a really long time to get better, because I did that one a couple years ago. Remember when Jimmy was getting that truck? And I turned around to get something, and I pulled the muscles right there. So anyway, okay. It got me some sympathy for the day, not really. But that was my day. But I still crafted a lot. I have a huge mess now in my craft room kitchen, which shouldn't be, and I'll get to it as soon as I can get this all cleaned up. I have napkin scraps on the floor and all kinds of crap. But anyway, it was a very good day. Other than that, and Hope you all had a good day. I watched the trial in between. Now, yesterday we read the Alibi scripts. We went through Michelle Troconis' arrest warrant so that you could kind of catch up with the case, and I think it shed a lot of light. Now, right there you see that vehicle. That's the Chevy Suburban after the application of luminol, and it lit up over there. They also went through the alibi notes, and the alibi notes, there was more information given. Now, tomorrow is going to be really interesting because they're going to play the interviews. So you remember what we read about last night, all of her interviews. So we're going to see her front and center tomorrow. So if you're watching the trial, and I know I saw 2 Scooter in there today, which I was very surprised at. She usually doesn't watch the same trials as me. She usually watches some obscure stuff. I don't know. But she was in there. But I love to watch interviews. I love to watch interrogations. Love it. All right. So let's talk about a little bit about what happened today in court. I think I have my stuff up here. Okay, so let's see. And they told us a little bit more about what was found in the back of the trucks. There were tools, there were saws, but you know, they're construction workers, so. But, okay, so Dan Riley was up there, it's Dan Riley, testifying about the Chevy Suburban. Now right here is the rear cargo area. There's splotches on the WeatherTech liner. See that? I'm going to say this. Right here is illuminated. It was tested, and a small part came back positive, so it was sent out for further analysis. And I'll show you some other things that were shown, like this. Make this a little larger. So this was left rear cup holder, passenger side rear floor, passenger side rear door, passenger side pocket, things that were found in the car, and then the house at 80 Mountain Spring. You remember the house that I showed you yesterday? We went into the real estate listings of it. This is 80 Mountain Spring. So they went into a Deer Cliff property that was owned by Photos Dulos. They were looking for any evidence regarding Jennifer Dulos. He read the alibi scripts, which were on that whiteboard. Those showed, the defense, of course, was objecting to everything, okay? But they showed the calls, they showed that they went to Starbucks, they had a sandwich, she didn't really like it. The alibi scripts included a list of phone calls down to the seconds. They were phone calls apparently that Michelle Troconis made or received. There were a number of other pages that listed the supposed activities that Michelle Troconis did on the day that Jennifer Dulos went missing and the day after. Those even included making scrambled eggs for her daughter. When they talked about the West Hartford Starbucks, She wrote 2 frappuccinos. I did not like this sandwich. Prosecutors say that Troconis and Dulos did that to create a false alibi. That's why they call them the alibi scripts. Now, the defense had previously asked the judge to ban any mention of the writing as alibi scripts. Michelle Troconis told law enforcement that she and Dulos wrote the outline of their activities on the evening of Jennifer's disappearance, following advice from their attorneys. Under cross-examination about this, Detective Riley said he did not process the alibi scripts for fingerprints. He also admitted that he had not found traces of blood at the Farmington home where Michelle Troconis, her daughter, and Dulos lived. The defense pointed out that even after 8 hours of searching at the residence Michelle Troconis and shared, detectives did not find any evidence that could be tied to Jennifer Dulos' disappearance. So, yeah, that was all that. Then they showed the processing of the 3 vehicles. So, retired Connecticut State Police Detective Matthew Riley, that's who you see pictured there, is the one that gave the testimony today. They searched the home on Jefferson Crossing in Farmington. In the home's mudroom, investigators found a black bag that had a portable hard drive and photocopies that contained handwritten phone logs and timelines of 2 different hour-by-hour schedules. The alibi files, right? The alibi notes. The phone log contained lines like photos, incoming 153, calls with photos, and Nicole pop up several times on the log. Nicole is the name of Michelle Troconis' daughter. Another piece of paper was shown to the jurors, and it depicts one of the schedules, but with additional handwriting in the margins, hole punch areas in the bottom, is not cut off, possibly being the original copy of the schedule, Riley said. They also searched the home on Mountain Spring Road in Farmington and Deer Cliff Road in Avon. The detective outlined how investigators picked apart the Ford Raptor that Dulos was seen driving on those surveillance cameras around the city of Hartford where he was dumping stuff, right? They talked a lot about that storm sewer where they found the license plates. And he was throwing out what appeared to be trash on the day his wife disappeared. They didn't find blood in the truck, but they found a hat and a pair of gloves. They also searched the cargo area of Fotis' 2015 Chevy Suburban. That hard plastic mat, the one you saw in the picture there, came back possible blood after field tests were done, and it was seized. Okay, and like I said, there's going to be interviews tomorrow, so we'll go back with that. Let's see what else is going on. I have not even checked in. Somebody said there was an earthquake in California, and I haven't even seen what's going on in the world. Let's see what else is going on in the world today. Severed head found in a woman's freezer. Maybe a drug dealer who disappeared last year, huh? Oh boy. Daddy. Oh, we have some news about this guy. Oh my gosh. I get so sick when I think about what he did, how he did. It's just terrific. Oh my gosh, what he put his kids, what he did to them, and how his wife. Oh my gosh. There are no words for this guy. This guy deserves. Oh boy. You know who I'm talking about. The guy that was calmly sitting on the back steps after he had killed his 3 sons, but worse than that, he chased them down. One ran away. He went back and got him. Then the mother had the 3-year-old. He grabbed the 3-year-old out of the mother's hands and killed him. Just disgusting. Absolute. Just garbage. Disgusting. And it wasn't that he snapped or anything like that. He had been planning this for freaking months. Chad Doerman. So earlier this month, the lawyers for this guy filed a motion to have his confession inadmissible in court, claiming his constitutional rights were violated. The defense asserted that Chad Doerman asked at least twice for counsel following his arrest, but investigators ignored his request. Doerman wrote in the latest motion that the interrogation continued for 3 hours, even though he appeared confused and distraught. His lawyers also claimed that police listened in on privileged conversations. Doerman had worked with a social worker and nurse. Doerman is set to stand trial in August for fatally shooting his 3 sons, 3, 4, and 7, on June 15, 2023. Doerman allegedly carried out the execution-style murders in front of his wife and stepdaughter. He also is accused of planning his sons' murders for months before doing so. He allegedly shot his 4-year-old son twice in the head before shooting the 7-year-old as he tried to run away. Can you imagine the fear in that 7-year-old? The 7-year-old was wounded from behind when Doerman then shot him twice in the head from close range. After allegedly killing his 2 sons, he then snatched the 3-year-old son from his mother's arms and shot him in the head. Nice guy, right? Doerman reportedly shot his children's mother in the hand during the triple murder. The stepdaughter reportedly fled on foot, found a neighbor who called the police. Before police responded to the scene, the boy's mother apparently told a 911 dispatcher her babies had been shot. I can't even imagine that poor mother. The poor kids. Oh my gosh, what they saw. This is really... The 3 boys were found dead in the yard, while Doerman was found sitting next to the rifle on the porch. Remember that? When he was just sitting there? Doerman had pleaded not guilty to aggravated murder, kidnapping, and felonious assault. The Claremont County prosecutor, Mark Takulv, said he could face the death penalty. Really face the death penalty. Are you kidding me? Due to aggravating factors in this case? Of course. What case? Oh my gosh. Prosecutors have not revealed the motive. Hearing on the latest motion to suppress is scheduled for February 2nd. Oh my gosh, what? Ugh. I can't even. Horrendous. Okay, now we go to California. A judge ruled this week that the 32-year-old Ventura County woman will not serve prison time following an involuntary manslaughter conviction. Brin Speer was convicted in December of involuntary manslaughter, but due to the circumstances surrounding the incident, the Ventura County Superior Court Judge David Worley ruled Brin to serve 2 years on probation. The incident occurred in May of 2018 when Brin fell into a reported drug-induced psychosis after smoking marijuana. During the episode, she stabbed her boyfriend, identified as 26-year-old Chad O'Melia, 108 times. The stabbing unfolded overnight at O'Melia's apartment in Thousand Oaks. Despite protests from the victim's family, a murder charge was downgraded to involuntary manslaughter after the court learned that the defendant had a cannabis-induced psychotic disorder when the murder occurred. In a statement last month, the Ventura County District Attorney's Office said that the responding officers found O'Melia in a pool of blood, and they found Brin screaming hysterically with a knife still in her hands. Before law enforcement could disarm her, Brin plunged the knife into her own neck. Officers used a taser and several baton blows before they were able to finally disarm her. In a 37-page report that was submitted to the court, Chris Monahan, the state-appointed forensic psychologist, wrote that Brin displayed a demeanor described as possessed, evidenced in police body cam footage. Monahan noted that Brin's act of stabbing her dog, despite lacking any prior evidence of animal cruelty, was inconsistent with her known love for animals. Brin then slashed her own neck using a serrated bread knife, ultimately cutting her jugular vein. While drenched in blood, police say she persisted in cutting herself while kneeling over O'Melia, who was bleeding out. Footage presented during the trial indicated that she continued to cut herself after being repeatedly shocked by police with a stun gun. It stopped after the 9th strike from a police officer's steel baton. Meanwhile, O'Melia's family members expressed concern and frustration over the judge's decision, calling it a mistake. He just gave everyone in the state of California who smokes marijuana a license to kill someone, said the victim's father, Sean O'Melia. Brin spoke during the sentencing hearing and through tears noted that she has been accused of showing a lack of remorse. Subsequently, she apologized repeatedly to the victim and his family, saying, and I quote, "My actions have ripped your family apart. I am broken and aching inside. I hurt that you never see Chad again." Brin served as an audiologist at the House Children's Hearing Center at UCLA. She specialized in otolaryngology with UCLA Health's Head and Neck Surgery Department. Originally from Santa Clarita, O'Melia was a Chico State University graduate who worked at an accounting firm while currently pursuing his goal of becoming a certified public accountant. That is messed up. That is messed up. That she doesn't serve any time for that. That's messed up. No, Sheriff Grady Judd. He is out there. A double murder suspect caught casually walking after months on the run. After months of remaining elusive, a man wanted for 2 murders in Florida has been captured following the deaths of 2 people. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said 26-year-old Enrique Martinez was caught in the Eagle Lake area off of State Road 540 and Cooley Road, casually walking on the sidewalk. Judd said, and I quote, "We have searched around the clock for Enrique, and here he appears just wandering down the sidewalk." Martinez is accused of killing 20-year-old Sierra Hernandez, who was reported missing by her family over a week ago. Police recovered her body shortly after. Judd added that investigators believe Hernandez was was killed several days before her family reported her missing. Martinez, also known as Kiki, was already wanted on a first-degree murder charge in connection to a November 2023 homicide. The incident involved Edel Fernando Rodriguez Jr.'s death at a homeless camp on 2nd Eloise Terrace in Winter Haven, Florida. Martinez's arrest happened a day after Judd's news conference. Judd said during the conference that family and friends could be hiding Martinez, which made it difficult to make an arrest. And I quote him saying, "Why has he been difficult to find? He's been difficult to find because family and friends have been hiding him. We ask you in the community to say how many more people does he have to murder before we give the sheriff's office some tips so that they can take him into custody?" Judd added that numerous people have already been arrested in connection with hiding the defendant. And I quote him saying, "We had put so much pressure on his friends and family. We made several arrests of people who harbored him or transported him to get him away from us. That he was too hot to handle for even his family and friends." He was processed and booked Tuesday evening. Come on, get over there. So, an Iowa man was arrested Tuesday in Colorado, charged with the first-degree murder in the death of his wife. Jamie Casimir was found dead in Waukon, Iowa on Monday. The suspect was located and arrested in Loveland, Colorado, nearly 900 miles away from the crime scene. No further details about the murder were provided, including when detectives believe it took place. Brandon Casimir has been charged multiple times in the past with domestic violence against his wife, but the charges were dropped. Wow, okay, yeah, that was an upstanding guy here. Looked like he had a chain on his, let me see if there's anything more about this guy. Hang on a second. I was checking something. Okay, so on January 19th, she wrote on her public Facebook page, 9 days of sickness, now here's the fever. Why am I getting sicker? Got a different antibiotic. My steroids are done. Man, my body aches. And then she was killed. I mean, it's the 25th now. She wrote that on the 19th. Unbelievable. On January 10th, she wrote, so tired of being sick. I have flu A, sinus infection, double ear infection, no work for 2 days. I'm over it now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's lots of I don't know. Craziness today. So let's see. People are talking about domestic violence awareness for her. Very sad stuff there. Okay. And oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see. My computer wants to freak out for a minute. It's okay. The computer freaks out. All right. Back to it, non-freaking computer. Oh, the New York man was convicted. Remember that woman pulled into the driveway? They made a wrong turn, and it was up near Albany, New York, and the guy just came out and shot at them, killed a young girl. Now he's been found guilty of, the shooter has been found guilty of second-degree murder and the shooting death of a woman who was a passenger in a car turning around in his driveway last year. The jury took less than 2 hours to turn in that guilty verdict against 66-year-old Kevin Monahan. The jurors also convicted Monahan of reckless endangerment and tampering with physical evidence. This is Monahan here. He was accused, and now he's convicted of killing Kaylin Gillis, who was 20 years old, on April 15th, 2023, when she and her boyfriend pulled into Monahan's driveway and quickly realized it was the wrong house. But before the boyfriend, Blake Walsh, could just turn around and leave, Monahan came flying out with a 20-gauge shotgun and shot twice into the vehicle. Kaylin was hit in the neck, and she died before they could reach help. Initially, Monahan claimed that several drivers were revving their engines and speeding up in his driveway, but during the trial, his attorneys claimed that he tripped over nails and fell, banging the gun against the porch railing and caused it to accidentally fire. He also claimed that his fingers were impaired, and he was incapable of pulling the trigger easily, but his wife's testimony about his hunting prowess countered those claims. He also claimed that he told his wife to hide in a closet because of the intruders, but she testified that he didn't ask her to do that. The jury didn't buy it, and they also didn't go for a manslaughter charge, which Judge Adama Michelini allowed them to consider. He rejected a defense motion for the jury to consider criminally negligent homicide. Gillis's family released a statement after the verdict saying they do feel justice has prevailed, and I quote, this is their statement. Thank you to the DA's office, Christian Morris, Tony Jordan and staff, Judge Michelini, and the New York State Court officers, Washington County Courts, my brothers and sisters at the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Cambridge, Greenwich PD, Granville PD, New York State Police, Salem EMS, Salem Fire, and all mutual aid and media personnel for remaining respectful of our friends and family. Thank you to everyone who showed love and support. While we would trade anything to bring Kaylin back, this was the best possible outcome, short of her still being here with us. Kaylin got her justice. Much love to all. Monahan now faces 25 years to life in prison when he's sentenced on March 1st. Now remember that boy that stabbed his mother, and I told you that he was getting a lot of support from other people, other women, saying he's just a kid, he couldn't do this, he's been manipulated. Well, there's more to that now. So it's getting Supporters gathered last week for the 13-year-old Florida boy who allegedly murdered his mother in October. Derek Rosa was expected in a Miami-Dade courtroom on Friday, but the hearing was canceled and rescheduled for next month. Rosa remains housed in a juvenile wing at an adult prison, and his lawyers say that they are not associated with the protesters who have come to court to support their client. And I quote the attorney De Lisette Riello saying, "We do get a lot of correspondence from people in Australia, from people in South America, all over the world. However, we do want to make it clear that we are not affiliated with any one organization." Rosa was charged as an adult with first-degree murder after allegedly admitting to stabbing his mother, 39-year-old Irina Garcia, more than 40 times as she slept near her newborn her daughter. After killing his mother, Rosa allegedly sent a friend 2 photos of his mother, who was murdered, and a selfie which apparently showed blood on his hands. The teen allegedly told a 911 dispatcher that he sent photos of his dead mother to someone he met online. He went on to tell the dispatcher that there was blood all over the floor. "I took pictures. I told my friend about it." Was that bad? That's what he told the 911 dispatcher. A motive has not been disclosed. Meanwhile, some of Rosa's supporters have disagreed with the court's decision to charge Rosa as an adult and to keep him in an adult jail as he awaits trial. "You know what? A lot of kids can be manipulated, and I think he was manipulated, and that's why I'm here," said a mother who traveled from Chicago to attend Friday's canceled court hearing. "I think he's innocent." Riello revealed to the news outlet that Friday's hearing was canceled because the jail had provided Rosa's activity logs from December. The judge is expected to declare Rosa indigent during a February 2nd hearing. As a result, the state will pay for costs associated with his case. His trial is tentatively scheduled to begin on February 26th. That's fast. Well, fast. But, now that... I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, I didn't see anything about an earthquake. What was going on? Okay, let's see here. Walmart announces new closings. Is that true? Let's see what's going on there. Walmart announces new closing. Lists of their stores that will close in February. Let's see. Walmart announces new closures. What's closing? Okay, the Walmart Neighborhood Market at 2121 Imperial Ave in San Diego, and another one in California. Is it just 2 that they're closing? Let's see. There's a few closures. 20 last year. Unlike the previous, the new ones were not due to poor performance, but rather the increased cost of leasing out the stores. Aha. Okay. Three men frozen to death in their friend's backyard. What? This is about, I just saw this and I thought this was a joke. Not a joke. I thought it was one of those fake stories. But apparently it's not. The remains of 3 Missouri men were found in a backyard after they reportedly froze to death, following a visit to their friend's home to celebrate a Kansas City Chiefs victory. Investigators are looking into the deaths of Clayton McGeaney, 36, David Harrington, 37, and Ricky Johnson, 38. That guy looks a lot older than 38, if that's the guy that's 38 with the biggest beard. He looks a lot older. Sorry. Two of their bodies were discovered in the backyard, and one was found on the back porch of a residence just 2 days after they were last seen. Police said foul play is not suspected, and the deaths are not being investigated as homicides. Wow. But the circumstances surrounding their deaths remain unclear. The 3 men arrived at the home of their friend Jordan Willis shortly after 9 p.m. on January 7th to celebrate a game where the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Las Vegas Raiders. Mr. Willis reportedly went to bed and had no idea that his friends or knowledge that his friends had died until police showed up at his door on the 9th of January, 2 days later, and eventually found the remains. Although a cause and manner of death have not been confirmed pending an autopsy, an attorney for Mr. Willis said the men seemingly died by hypothermia. That weekend, Kansas City saw below freezing temperatures that reached the teens. It's a mystery, the attorney said, how the 3 bodies went undiscovered for 2 days. Jordan had absolutely nothing to do with their deaths. He didn't even know the timing or manner of the deaths, nor does he know how or when they exited his house. He had no idea that they remained in his backyard or that they needed medical attention. So at one point they were in his house? That is weird. According to the attorney, Mr. Paserno, Mr. Willis was unaware that loved ones had been trying to locate his 3 missing friends, although 2 cars that belonged to his friends were parked in the street. That's weird. Mr. Willis didn't notice those cars because they weren't parked in his driveway. 2 people came to his house, however, he did not hear them because he sleeps with earbuds and a loud fan. One of those people, the wife of one of the deceased, tried to reach him via Facebook Messenger. Unfortunately, he didn't see that message until after the police contacted him. Something's weird about this. The Kansas City Police Department is investigating whether alcohol or drugs were involved. Okay, and then, oh boy, Captain Bacina said, first and foremost, this case is 100% not being investigated as a homicide. There have not been any arrests, and no one is in custody. There are no specific threats or concerns for the surrounding community at this time. That's bizarre. 3 people dead in the back of someone's house, and their cars were on the street. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Let's see what else is going on. All right, let's see. Danny Masterson denied bail. What are you talking about? I thought he was already convicted, wasn't he? Why would he be? Jury seated in trial of Michigan mom whose son killed four. Oh. They're going to have the trial of the Chumleys? Ah, when is that starting? Chumley parents. Let's see. Pontiac, Michigan. A jury was selected Wednesday today in the trial of the Michigan woman who faces involuntary manslaughter charges in a school shooting committed by her teenage son. Prosecutors insist that Jennifer Crumbley bears some responsibility for the deaths of four students at Oxford High School in 2021. She's accused of failing to address 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley's mental health needs and making a gun accessible at home for him. Jennifer Crumbley, 45, is not accused of knowing about her son's plans, but prosecutors say that she and husband James Crumbley were grossly negligent. It's the first time parents have been charged in a mass school shooting. The jury selection began Tuesday in Oakland County Court, 40 miles north of Detroit. The judge and lawyers spoke to prospective jurors for hours, probing for any strong opinions about the tragedy, guns, parental responsibility, and other themes that will emerge at trial. Judge Cheryl Matthews said this case is deeply sad, but that sympathy should have no role in determining guilt or innocence. Defense attorneys insist the parents could not have foreseen the murders. Opening statements are going to be given tomorrow. Wow, okay, now I've got two things on my schedule. Hold on, I've got to write this down because I've opening statements here. Used to be so on this Crumbley. And then we have Troconis interviews. All day. It's an all-day affair. Okay. The Crumbleys have been in jail for more than 2 years awaiting trial, unable to afford a $500,000 bond. That's already more than 2 years. Time flies, doesn't it? Involuntary manslaughter in Michigan carries a maximum sentence of 15 years in prison. And don't forget, we have a lot of sentencings coming up in February. Okay. So we got that on, right? All right, let's see what else we can do before let me go back to the chat just to see what you guys are doing in there. And let me put you on live chat. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, Rich. Let's see. There was a little shake in San Bernardino. Okay, there was. Because sometimes people come in here with stuff, Rich, and it's just to, freak you out, like get you off something. But so it was 4.2 at 10 Pacific Standard Time. Wait, 10 Pacific, 11? No, it had to be earlier than 10. Had to be. Being in California, that's not much. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to say, hi, Jane. Mom bought the gun the day before. Yeah. Jordan is the suspect. I get, what are we talking about now? Which one are you where are you, Jane? What are you talking about? I don't know which one you're talking about. Am I saying what with a straight face? Are you talking to me? Let's give the lurkers something to lurk about. Are you saying that with a straight face? Let's get the box moving. What are we talking talking about? What are you guys talking about? I wasn't talking about what Carolyn was talking about. No, Holly. Oh, I missed it. I don't even know what the heck you're talking about. Oh, I see. We have somebody in here causing trouble? Yeah, okay. Beach walker? Yeah, no. Nobody belittled her or anything else. Nobody did a dang thing to her. And there's plenty of people that know the truth. I see it. I see it. It's just a troublemaker coming in. That's okay. That's okay. The truth always comes out. It always does. It always will. History repeats itself. Foundations built on hate always destroy themselves. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. Temporary gains and then implosion, right? Because nothing good can be built on a foundation of hate. Nothing. Oh, yeah, beach. He's just beach walker. If you really were a beach walker, you'd be a much nicer person and you'd be a much more fulfilled person. You're probably somebody that sits in your bed, typing on the internet, never gets out of the house, is controlled by goons. Have fun. So 9:43. I'm going to look that up about the earthquake. Richie, let me see. Let me see. California earthquake magnitude 4.2. You know what it says, Rich? Let me see what it says here. Says a magnitude 4.2 earthquake was felt across Southern California, where it never rains, right? Okay. You know, when I was a little kid, I used to love that song, It Never Rains in California, and I never really ever thought about the words. I don't know when I first really listened to the words and thought about the words of that song. I really don't think it was until years later. I think I was probably maybe in my 30s, really, when Napster was out and you were getting all the songs of your past and really started listening to them. And, you know, I mean, I just remember being a little kid and It Never Rains in California. I'm thinking, It Never Rains in California. Okay, but it's a horrible story about somebody that went out to California to realize all his dreams, being an actor, and instead just, it was like withering away. And please don't tell him how you found me. Don't tell him how you found me. Oh my gosh. It was a horrible song. Horrible song. I wonder if it was based, I'm going to look up that song, see if it was based on a true story or something. I've never really looked into that song. Isn't that a one-hit wonder too? Albert Hammond, no, he wrote other songs, right? Albert Hammond. Let's see. Okay. It was written in 1972. It was composed by Albert Hammond and Mike Hazelwood. It was sung by Hammond, who was a British-born singer-songwriter. The lyrics of It Never Rains in Southern California tell a first-person story of a aspiring showbiz person whose attempts to break into entertainment were failures, but who wants to hide the fact that from those he left behind to pursue his dreams. Through Hammond and Hazelwood's lyrics do not actually specify the narrator's living conditions, it can be inferred that he was found homeless, penniless, a humiliation he would naturally be unwilling to reveal to those he left behind. Hammond collaborated with Don Atfeld to produce the selection when he recorded it. So was he a one-hit wonder, though? Albert Hammond. Okay, so yeah, he's one-hit wonder. I know I always heard about him being a one-hit wonder. English-born singer Albert Hammond enjoyed success with It Never Rains in Southern California, which rose to number 5 in the U.S., but his follow-up single, I'm a Train. Well, you know what? I'm a Train? Wait, come on. Was dismissed as totally forgotten, even though it charted at 31 in 1974. So isn't that funny? You know, you think you have a song like that, right? You're a pretty good singer, and think that you can never get another hit. So crazy. A lot of times, the hits kind of sounded alike, right? Like, oh, yeah, that you had a good one with that one, so they try to, I don't know. Another case, Simple Minds followed their big hit, Don't You Forget About Me, Breakfast Club, with Alive and Kicking, which peaked at number 3. Sanctify Yourself, which peaked at 14, and All the Things She Said, which peaked at 28, yet the band is remembered primarily for their first song. Yeah, but yeah, he was a one-hit wonder. I remember that, though. One-hit wonder. One-hit wonders. Let's see, yeah, what does he say here? Seems it never rains in Southern California. Seems I've often heard that kind of talk before. It never rains in California, but girl, don't they warn you? It pours, man, it pours. Out of work, out of my head, so he's grown crazy. Out of self-respect, he's out of bread, no money. I'm underloved, I'm underfed, I want to go home. But he wants, tell the folks back home I nearly made it. Had offers, but don't know which one to take, but don't tell him how you found me. Don't tell him how you found me. Give me a break. Horrible. Very depressing song. Very depressing song. When you think about it, but when I was a kid, I was carefree and just thought about that. Wait, it never rains in California. Hey, we didn't finish reading about the earthquake. See? Squirrel. Sorry, I'm back on it. So this magnitude 4.2 earthquake shook a wide swath of Southern California Wednesday night. The earthquake, centered in San Bernardino, struck at 7:43 p.m. See? I knew it was earlier, Rich, because we started our auction around 10 o'clock, and it wasn't long after that they came in. So it was 7:43 Pacific Standard Time. It resulted in light shaking across the Inland Empire, including in Riverside, Fontana, Rialto, Rancho Cucamonga, that's what the person came in here and said that, Moreno Valley, and the Redlands. Light shaking is defined by the modified Mercalli intensity scale is feeling like a heavy truck struck a building. Colton got a shaken at a mile from the quake's epicenter. Police however, have not received a single call for aid as about 9 p.m. Sergeant Mike Farkas said San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department and police in Rialto, located about 2 miles from the quake center, echoed the sentiment. Weaker shaking was felt across the region, including in Los Angeles, Long Beach, Orange County. Residents said on social media shaking was felt in Ontario, Yorba Linda, downtown Los Angeles. A resident in Rowland Heights said she felt 3 seconds of shaking as if she was on a boat with waves moving rapidly. The epicenter was 1.5 miles southwest of downtown San Bernardino and nearly a mile north of the San Bernardino Depot train station. The quake began just east of the map traces. Fault. Okay, let me see. Okay, that goes on and on and on and on about that. So yeah, just a little shake. No calls even to the police department or anything about rescues. So but does that mean that another quake is likely? What about aftershock? I don't know. You know what? You want to listen to this? 2 days ago, listen to this. 2 days ago, it said California is at a higher risk for major earthquakes than previously known. Here's the new map. That was 2 days ago they said that. Oh my gosh, so they predicted this. All right. Anyway, that's what we got there. Hi Gigi, Diamond Girl. Yeah, you came in, right? Yeah, and told us about it. It was a strong, quick shake and a little aftershock. But they said that 2 days ago, some newspaper by you in San Francisco said it would have been judged a quick 200 if you would have watched and judged Mulligan's performance in that movie. What? It's a very hard industry to make it. Dreams die fast. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Very hard to make it in that. You're right. Dreams die fast. People are sent out quickly. Yep. Hi, little lady. It doesn't matter if they want to do us a favor. Predict Yellowstone, okay? It doesn't matter? What are you talking about? Dreams die all the time over here. Stay where you are, everybody. Oh, yeah. LOL, but okay. I don't know who you're talking to. All right. Anyway, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not coming over there. I am not. No. When my grandfather came over here from Italy, they had planned to go to California. And when he came, there was a very large earthquake in California. And my grandfather said, no, thank you. We're going to New York. So had that earthquake not come, yeah, we would have been in California. And I have cousins in California, but you know, they moved out there from New York. Anyway, I have no desire to, really, I don't. It's just, if I moved somewhere, it would be down, probably in South Carolina. That's where I would go. That's where I would go. But I have to be on the coast, but I couldn't be, earthquakes are too ridiculous there. And the mudslides and the fires and the, yeah. And the price of living out there. New York is bad enough. Because I love South Carolina. A certain part of South Carolina. A very underdeveloped part of South Carolina. It's my little piece of paradise. That's where I would. Over Cali, 100% over Cali. 100%. You were leaning back, not reading chat, and then you leaned forward and caught up. Oh. You're good in New York, Buckingham? Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Let's see. Check out what else is going on in the world. Please don't tell him how you found me. Give me a break. Hey, who got invited to Jeff Bezos' birthday bash? Did you get invited to his birthday bash? Look at this guy. I mean, he got divorced, right, from his wife. He's just acting like it. He just looks like such a jerk. Sorry about it. He just does. It definitely had. I don't know if you could even call it a midlife crisis, because isn't he like 60? I don't know what kind of crisis he's having. So there was a strict. I'll tell you what was his birthday bash. They think this is like something amazing. This celebration took place at his fiancée Lauren Sanchez's home in Beverly Hills. And there was a star-studded list of guests, including Jay-Z and Beyonce, Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner, Sierra Russell Wilson, Oprah, Gayle King, Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, and Kendall Jenner. Bill Gates, Robert Goodell. But what do you get him as a gift? Nothing. Is that like such a big thing? Like, what does he need a gift for? There was a strict no gifts policy. See, he was 60 years old. I told you. How old is that woman there? Okay. So what is strict no gifts? Like, that's some big major thing? Because he doesn't want gifts? What does he need gifts for? Oh my gosh. What would you get this guy? Oh, I got you, here you go. I got you a pen holder for your desk. Come on. That's just stupid. So I would say, get out of here. California homeless found living in 20-foot deep furnished caves full of trash and drugs. Oh, that sounds great. Let's see here. Tori Spelling. Oh, come on, stop it. So many weird things, right? Woodstock artist. Brand new key singer dead. Oh, I've got a brand new pair of roller skates and you've got a brand new key. Melanie Woodstock, she died. The first lady of Woodstock. She was known for playing the 1969 festival at just 22 years old. She had the hits in the 1970s, Brand New Key and Lay Down Candles in the Rain. Has died. She was 76. Her children, Layla, Jordy, and Bo, confirmed their mother's death in a Facebook post, writing, "This is the hardest post for us to write, and there are so many things we want to say first, and there's no easy way to say it except to say it. Mom passed peacefully, out of this world and into the next, on January 23rd, 2024. The cause of death was not given in the Facebook post. Her children asked fans to remember their mom by lighting a candle at 10 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday. She was one of the most talented, strong, and passionate women of her era, and every word she wrote, every note she sang reflected that. They wrote, "Our world is much dimmer, the colors of a dreary, rainy Tennessee pale with her absence today, but we know that she is still here, smiling down on us all from the stars." American singer-songwriter Melanie, born Melanie Ann Safka. In 2019, Melanie reflected on playing Woodstock, and she said, and I quote, "I had an out-of-body experience, and I wasn't altered by drugs." Recalling the anticipation of her getting on the stage, building all day as she watched acts like Jimi Hendrix, the Grateful Dead, and Joan Baez take the stand. I quote, she said, "The terror kept building in me, the thought of me performing in front of all these people and that huge stage. I was all by myself," she said, "and then it started to rain, and I truly believed that everyone was going to get up and go home. It's raining. I'm free. I'll go back to life as it was. Maybe I will be an archaeologist. Maybe I will join the Peace Corps." And that's when they said, "You're next." She was reportedly working on an album full of cover songs titled Secondhand Smoke. Her 32nd album was set to include covers of Morrissey's Ouija Board, and 9 Inch Nails' Hurt. She also reportedly recorded her own versions of Radiohead's Creep, Moody Blues Nights, and White Satin, David Bowie's Everyone Says Hi, let's see. The Astoria native wrote Lay Down, Candles in the Rain, based on her Woodstock experience. The song inspired fans to light candles at her shows, which, as she wrote for Rolling Stone in 2019, became so connected with my concerts that my shows were getting banned because fire departments wouldn't approve them. Oh. And Hugh Hefner. Let's see. Is this his wife? Who is this? His widow, Hugh Hefner's widow, just came out with a book. Wow, this I'm sure she didn't do this to make money, right? I'm sure it has nothing to do with it, right? I'm sure. It's a tell-all about Hugh Hefner. Yep. And she said he was terrible in bed and he was odd and robotic. Well, does he not look that that's true about him? I mean, especially when did she marry him? When he was 90? Crazy. Hold on, I'm trying to get to the to what she says over here. Let's see. His widow. Okay, she's 37. And she opened up about her non-glamorous life as Hugh Hefner's third and last wife in her candid new memoir, Only Say Good Things, Surviving Playboy and Finding Myself. 37. Wow. Oh my gosh, 37? First of all, I don't believe that she's 37 because she looks like she's had a lot of work done to herself that a 37-year-old shouldn't need already. But anyway, and they always shave years off their age, and I can't believe a 37-year-old would even be with the 91-year-old. Okay. She was married to the publisher from 2012 until his death at age 91 in 2017. They met in October 2008 when she was 21 and he was 82. Get out of here. 61 years age difference. She wrote the autobiography about how sex felt with Hefner like a well-oiled and well-practiced sequence of events that went the same exact way every time. Pick some girls from the party, bring them up, changing into the uniform, silk pajamas, dimming the lights. Oh, wait a minute. She was just with a whole bunch of people? Great. The music. Pot. Oh my gosh. She said there was an odd and robotic practice that had no intimacy or passion attached to it. Like he was just going through the motions of something that had once been fun and sexy, or maybe he was never fun and sexy. He would often rely on little blue pills. she liked to have it with a group. That way she wouldn't be alone with him. Nice. And in 2014, that ended completely. There was no more. And she was glad. Oh, please. Please. She got scalp blisters after his hair dye demanded. Excuse me. She got scalp blisters after his hair dye demand. Oh, she had to have her hair dyed a certain thing and more strict rules. Right. Okay. Well. Hold on, I've got to shut some things down over here. Now everything's going to shut down. Everything's going to shut down. Okay, and back to where we started from. And then now we have to go on. How many times have you been over here? What are you guys talking about? What are you? Hi, Peridot. Bucky Ann's having quite the conversations tonight. Okay, Bucky. You guys are having fun in the chat. Anyway, that's good. Peridot. What's up, Peridot? You can't try to understand chat conversations 15 minutes too late, Memory. I know, I'm always left off of the chat conversation, so I just sit here with my bad ribs. I just sit here with my bad ribs. That's okay. Just being in pain. So tomorrow, yes, I have my notes here. Troconis interviews. I have opening statements in the Crumbley case. Tomorrow is Thursday, and I have to see what my... Okay, I don't have my other appointment. Hey, what's our dog doing? Edit channel name just subscribed. Hey, edit channel name just subscribed earlier. Hey, edit channel name. Thanks for subscribing. Edit channel name. I just want to get to the word game. Well, you know what? Because after I get to the word game, then I can just go on Zoom and I can do and say whatever I want. I don't have to be caged in, right? Okay. I don't even know what that was saying. All right. Let me get this other stuff. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, it's almost the end of January. I don't want it to be the end of January right now. Okay. What are we doing? Hold on a minute. D. I did reseed, Holly. I did reseed like that. Oh, I did reseed like that. Okay. SCRR. Oh, you. Okay. Decree. Scree. All right. Okay. I did seed. I did it. What's that one over there? Screed? Alright, Margaret's just showing off tonight, isn't she? Isn't she showing off? Reds. The Reds. We did it and we got 4 cookies. Okay, I'm not going to make an advancement tonight, so I think I'm just going to go to bed. My side needs to be repaired. I have to go repair my side. Holly. Okay, I'll ask you guys, please give the video a thumbs up. If you feel like becoming a member, it's a really great thing. You get a lot of perks. I think so, if I do say so myself, more so than any channel I know. There's 24/7 Zooms, there's movie nights, there's all kinds of perks that we give, and we have really affordable tiers. It really helps to support the channel, and it's very much appreciated. So if you're so inclined, you can hit the join button and join the membership. Thank you guys for watching. Everybody have a great night. Be good. Prayers for all. We love you guys. God bless. And we will see you tomorrow. I hope you feel better, Christine. I hope you get out of the hospital. All right. And Adventures with Beth, I don't know where you are. I hope you're okay. Take it easy, everybody. God bless. Love you guys. I don't know how to get out of here. Gotta figure out how to get out of here. Hang on, I'm in the wrong place. I can't find my place. I know you're still here, it's okay. Is this the one? Is this the one? Is this the one? I don't know where it is. Here we go. Out of here. Out of here. No.